Welcome to Our Three Lil Cents. I am Pratt, but you can call me Pratt.
I'm Sean P.
And I'm Kimmy P.
And we're coming to you today to start our own YouTube channel to help enrich the lives of anyone that is in the process of wanting to figure out the answers to be their betterment, whether it's through entrepreneurship, through corporate America, through normal day-to-day activities, or just to better position yourself in life. So we want to help create wellness and financial awareness to ensure that any decision that you're doing, you have all the equipped tools that we know how in our personal development through our life lessons.
That's right. We want to make sure that you are focused on being your best self. We want to make sure that you have a first-class lifestyle, and that by doing so, you educate your mind first, and then everything else will follow.
So a little bit about me. So once again, like I said, you can refer to me as Pratt. I'm 35 years old. I have a master's degree as well as a bachelor's degree, and through my knowledge of just retaining all the information I've been able to afford myself to, it's really helped me learn a lot of life lessons through trial and error, failing and winning some, and just really being able to use these tools to my betterment as I continue to go into the next stages of my life. And I felt that in this platform I'm able to provide that same insight. And hey, if you can take one thing out of this YouTube channel and apply it, it becomes something great for you, then I think we've achieved our goal.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, I'm Sean P. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I do anything. You name it, I probably can do it. But not to my own horn. But anyway.
No, if she can do it, if it can be done, she can do it. So that's not tooting on home. That's some real life answers and facts for you. So
with God's help, that's it. That's the key. But coming to you with just personal experience. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, and we believe that if each one teach one, we can reach one. And no one taught us how to do certain things in certain areas, and there was a lot of things that we could have avoided. A lot of headaches, a lot of pains, a lot of tears, different things of that aspect. And if we can help someone else, then we've done our duty.
And I am Kimmy P. I am owner of Glamour Boudoir. I do freelance makeup. I've also had a lot of experience in corporate America as well as military background. So I'll be speaking from that perspective. Also about how not getting it right early in life. I'm a little bit older than them, but not much. So I'll be coming with not advice, but just speaking from my life experience of going through, and where I think I am now is finally figuring it out and how to get myself or us to the next level.
True that.
absolutely. So we just want to give a caveat before we jump right into this, is that this is all just our personal thoughts, our personal experiences. We're not claiming to be any expert in any of the subject matter that we speak on. We're just saying we out here living the life, living the experience, and felt that, hey, if we can share it with people out there and they can find this useful information, then, that's what's important for us. So don't take us from any consultational perspective, or that we have some expertise in this matter. We're just life lessons, and I think we all know that life lessons are the most important way we learn in life.
The best lessons.
Absolutely.
That was our disclaimer, so rewind this and listen to it again. We do not want to be sued.
I DJ, so rewind.
Not subject matter expert at all.
Life lessons. Life lessons.
So with this first introduction video, we want to kind of segue into the three primary things that we feel like to really catapult you to understand the few videos or the videos as we continue to add on, is to really have a good grounding and foundation. So one of the things we want everyone to understand, and I think the biggest life lesson, is knowing where you are. Where I was when I graduated from college and got out of college and thinking I was supposed to get this six-figure job, or at least 50,000 to help pay for these loans. I just got this new car, new apartment, and I was just, head over heels ready to, embark on life and with this job. And honestly, my first job was door-to-door sales. So it was marketed, it was no, commission-based, and I didn't even know that's what it was until I was engulfed in at the moment. So, knowing where you are right now, where I am right now is 35, where, financially where I am, mentally where I am, because that's also very important, because the things that you're about to embark on, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's home ownership, whether it's just financial stability, you got to know where you are right now. Whether, when it comes to your age, comes to your finances, when it comes to your mental state, all those play a part, because you're about to set up a plan to get you in a betterment going forward. So I would say right now, if you can do anything to make yourself get ready for that hard conversation, is really write down where you are right now. And all the ugly things that you don't want no one to know about, put those down in paper, because it's important to acknowledge those things, because then you can really find solutions to those items. But if you don't really acknowledge where you are, you will struggle with trying to improve in those areas. What you guys think?
I agree.
I agree.
As I said before, every setback is a setup for a comeback. So knowing where you are doesn't mean that where you are now is where you're going to be in the future. This is what the purpose of this video is for. It's for that you to understand that, hey, you might have been here yesterday, but you can get there tomorrow.
And also, we are coming from a perspective that it's never too late to make a change, to get your mind set on where you want to go, because you have to start somewhere. So your starting point is not your final destination. So I'm coming from a perspective of when I was 18, I graduated high school. I went to college. College just was not for me, and I'm being honest. But the key to being successful is you don't necessarily have to spend thousands of dollars on a college degree, but you do have to educate yourself on what you want to do. Education is the key to being successful, because you can love to do something, but if you don't know anything about it, you haven't educated yourself on that career field, it's not going to work out. And that's just how it works.
That's right. And I think the first thing, you just want to kind of find your passion. Whatever your passion is, that's what's really going to drive your life. Because you can go get an education, you can go to school after school, and school again, and pay Sally Mae and Fannie Mae and all the other Mays, and still end up with a dead-end job. Or maybe you are making great money, but you're just not
Passionate about
feeling it in your
Yeah.
shana. That's what I say. You're not feeling it in your shana. But
by no means are we saying don't go to school.
No.
We are not saying that. We are not saying
Go to
anything is wrong with going to school. If you are a school person, by all means, invest in yourself, but make it a worthwhile investment.
Right.
And understand what you're getting yourself into as well. Like, I would say I love college. I went to Florida State, love my college experience. But am I doing anything with that degree right now? No. It took me getting my master's for me to really hone in on where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. But I don't regret that experience. It taught me how to live on my own. It taught me how to have conflict resolution with people, because I was in a new space and a new place with people I didn't know. So I think it's okay to have an experience, and you learn from the experience, even if that experience wasn't what you thought it was going to be. People assume college, it's going to get you the job. And that's not really, I don't know that many people that go to college, they are an engineer and they're catapulting them to or law school or being a doctor, where college was that pivotal moment to after they went and got that dream job. But those experiences through college gave them some tools to know how to live on their own, pay bills, not have to always call mommy and daddy to get, things done. So I think that, understanding what the value it brought into it. And I think that's kind of where you have to know where you are. Because everything has value. Even if the value wasn't what you thought it was going to be in the time you decided to make that decision. It doesn't make that less valuable because you didn't get the value you thought you were going to get out of it. But accepting what it was for what it was, and then kind of moving on from there. So I think even if you're 35 years old and you're still not in the space where you want to be, and you're still not kind of figuring that out, that's okay.
Absolutely.
Accepting where you are, and once you understand that and where you want to go, will be more feasible for you, and it will be in the scope where you want to get it. But if you are in denial of where you are, you're just going to be spinning your wheels, and you're going to look up and time has been wasted, and you still haven't achieved where you want to go. So
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
So with that being said, if you are still tuned in, please like and subscribe to Our Three Lil Cents.
Absolutely.
Right down there. Put any questions or topics you would like for us to talk about down below.
Absolutely, because we want to hear your thoughts. We want to make this meaningful for you guys. We have a lot of experiences we want to share, and we're going to share them all with you. But if you like our topic more, we can revisit it. We can add to it. So you let us know, and we can kind of continue with that as always. And so going back into the segue of knowing where you are, the second piece is knowing your credit. And I say that because it's pivotal in your ability to ensure that you're able to negotiate properly through your life. So there are two people in the world, I always say. There are people that have to pay overage on everything because they don't have the negotiating power. And there are people that can get with the wholesale of everything because they have negotiating power. Credit is negotiating power.
Absolutely.
You know, people will say, well, if I have all the money, I don't need credit. That is true to an extent. But
only to an extent.
Only to an extent. Because paying for stuff doesn't establish credit. So the moment that money runs out, the moment it depletes, you can have a $1 million home, $1 million car, all of it's paid for in cash, still zero credit history. And so I'm going to let Sean go into it because I will say that if you're an entrepreneur, having good credit is pivotal to having small business loans to help invest in your business. Because when you start to invest all your savings and everything you have at your livelihood, then the business becomes more critical for you, and you're not able to make the decisions that might have long-term gains. But you don't see that for a while, but you're not able to make those smart decisions because your livelihood is bedded into it. So now you're trying to make quick wins to have a return on your investment, and that's not always true in entrepreneurship.
That's right. I would say your credit is kind of like your report card, or your resume. Let's say your resume. Your credit shows people who you are before they get to know you. It shows them whether or not they can trust you, whether or not you can handle certain things. Your credit, just like a degree. The real purpose of a degree is to show that you have stick-to-itiveness, that you're going to stay with something for a period of time and you're going to finish to the end. The same is true with your credit. If you're able to pay your bills on time, then if you ask for $100, I expect you to give me my $100 back. If you won't give me my $100 back, then you're sure not getting $1,000. So make sure that you realize that your credit is your integrity, and it's your resume for life.
Absolutely, and there are very easy ways for you to find out, where your credit is. You are allowed to get copies of all three of your credit reports from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Those are the three major credit bureaus that are used to check credit for any purchases that you may get. You can go to annualcreditreport.com and it's free, but you have to remember, you have to put in the information for each credit report. You cannot leave the site without getting all three of those, because if you close it out, only the one that you completed is the one that you'll get for free. And you can kind of use, I'll tell you, freecreditscore.com will give you a picture of your credit score from Experian. It's not really a true number, but it kind of can give you an idea of the range that you're in. A lot of people use Credit Karma, and also it is not a true picture of where you are, but it kind of gives you an idea of where you stand for Equifax and TransUnion. So you can use those tools to kind of guide yourself to see where you are and where you want to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that too, that, and credit is not a scary thing. It can be scary because people have taught us to be scared of it, to not understand it. So because to Sean's point beginning, you have to educate yourself around things that you want to be successful in. And we assume that's always career-driven stuff, but we're talking about life stuff. You have to educate yourself in understanding credit. There's multiple ways to fix credit. There's multiple avenues. And so you have to understand what credit is. You have to be comfortable understanding where your credit is and what that number is, whether it's a 700 or a 540. You have to be comfortable in that space. But I will say credit is like a fight that you don't give up. So you know how you get beat up, your daddy's like, you better go back out there and fight again until you come home with the win. That's what
I'm about to say, grandma now.
Exactly, like that's what it is.
Get a whooping for getting beat up. Like, what?
Well, the older people gonna know about this. Y'all younger ones may not. Y'all grandparents are us, you know.
Yeah, but so that's the idea. It's a fight that you can't never give up, and even if you're, you lost one, you can always come back in it because they're people, and I am one as well that I had bad credit because I came out of college, getting all these credit cards, trying to pay these bills. Because to my point earlier, I had a job that was sales based only, and I had this new car and apartment, and so I did a lot of things that wasn't to my betterment because I didn't understand credit. No one told me. My family don't have, like most families don't understand credit themselves, so I had no idea. But I at this point was able to get a car and a home. So I say that to say that you have to understand it. So know where you are, accept that, but no, that's not your finishing point. That's just your starting point. That's where you are currently. And then educate yourself. We're going to talk about credit, I think, multiple times throughout this, throughout our channel because it's pivotal. Because I can say this. You want the negotiating power because there's 3 levels of living. You have the living of maintaining, like you living, like you're not going to die. You eat enough, you have shelter and clothes on your back. Then there's moderate where you're able to, eat a little good today, spend a little money out to eat, have a decent place to stay. And then there is
steak and potatoes.
Steak and potatoes, And when you're in that position or you in that place with your credit, you're able to go into places and tell them what you're willing to pay for the value of their product. Not what they're willing to pay you or wanting you to buy for the value of their product.
Absolutely.
Because every product is always marked up. Mm-hmm. So I always think it's funny. My dad argues with everybody when he go buy a car. Like, no lie. A car is always like a month experience. I don't know who wants to sit there and argue with him, but he argues down because he has the buying power to do so. Right. So he says, I won't be the one that you make the 10% extra off this car. Well, it would be someone else, but it won't be me.
Right.
And he says that confidently because he knows he has the credit and he knows he has the financial, funding to get whatever car he wants at the time. So he's in there with the things, I don't need this, I want this, and this is what I'm willing to pay for that want. Because as soon as you leave a car lot, as soon as you leave the store without those clothes and shoes, all that stuff depreciates. It loses its value. It's not the same value that you paid for. So you have to have the opportunity to tell people what value you're going to give for the want that you have.
That's it.
And if the number's not right, then I don't want it that bad. So that's what we want to help you understand. That credit gives you that buying power to tell people what you're willing to pay for it. And I tell you, once you're able to get that, financial stability seems a lot more sustainable. Yeah. And you're able to really live the life at a good balance where you're able to enjoy the things you want, and as well as not be broke all the time, not worried about people, overpaying for things. I know people that drive Mercedes that's paying $300 or $300 and less a month in the car in 2019 because of their credit worthiness and their ability to put money down and make a smart purchase because they want the car, but they don't want that want to be so overpowering that it causes them to go into some financial disposition and be out of money because they want that so bad.
That's right.
Absolutely. So knowing where you are, knowing what your credit worth is, will allow you to get to the place where you want to be.
So, what's the first step? Well, I'll tell you. The first step is to take a financial snapshot of your life. Okay. So, look at what you have, what you owe, and who you owe, and let's figure out how we can make this thing work for us. Money is a game. Did you know that? Money is a game.
It's a game. I didn't know it was a game.
It is a game because see, the more money you make, the more you spend.
That is true. That is a big fact.
So you may see somebody that's living up here, and you might think you're living right here, but y'all on the same playing field because they made $10 more and they're spending $20 more than what you're spending. So you're pretty much on the same playing field. But you want to take a snapshot of where you are at this particular time. And you need to also take a snapshot of your credit, where that is. And now we need to figure out how we're going to get this thing back on track or get ourselves going to the upper side of the room. So with your reality of your bills, itemize everything that you have going out each month. If you can't remember what you have going out, take your debit card statement and see what you're paying out to whomever. If it's something that you owe a lot on, put them in the category of the greatest to the lowest, okay? We're going to climb up out this thing. So your lowest bill is going to be your first step. So say, for instance, you owe JCPenney. I love JCPenney's. They have great towels. But anyway, no, they're not sponsoring me. But anyway.
Not yet.
Maybe they should.
Not yet.
But anyway, JCPenney's, we're going to use them just as an example, okay? So say, for instance, you owe $400 on JCPenney's. Well, then, and you owe another credit card, a Visa credit card, that maybe you owe $1,200 on. And then you owe another car payment that you have $7,000 due. Okay, how can we get all this? Because this seems like a lot that's coming out each month. How can I get financially free? So the first step of getting financially free with this is to climb your way up out of it. So that JCPenney credit card, pay it off with gazelle enthusiasm. You have to pay it off, and pay it off now. Run. So once you get that paid off, you take the money that you were spending on the JCPenney card and you apply it to your Visa card. So now you're paying your regular payment that you were paying on your Visa card along with the JCPenney's card, and you're adding it up. And you're going at it like you're losing your mind. And now we got this car payment. It's the last thing we got left. Guess what we're going to do? Take both payments, pay off the car.
Sound like a plan to me.
Sound like an awesome plan to me.
So get started. That's our 3 little cents, and make sure you subscribe
Absolutely.
Like, comment.
But down below.
and tell a friend.
Oh yeah, tell a friend.
And then
share.
go tell another friend. Like, I need like 3
Share.
friends.
How many you need?
I need 3, like you and 3 others. So when you go grab you, then go grab 3 others and tell them to subscribe, share, give us, ideas that they want to hear about. Was this useful? Get honest feedback. We love feedback, so we're here for you.
Don't hurt our feelings, though.
They don't have feelings. I don't.
We sensitive. Very sensitive. She hard. Hard.
Not at all.
3 little cents. Love you.